Have you ever felt like you're not getting anywhere, no matter how hard you try? The answer might be in the power of picturing your dreams. When you properly imagine your goals, it can lead to an amazing change in your life and the world around you. Watching this video means you're on the brink of a big transformation. Keep watching after this video to see the change unfold. Long ago, around 3000, 5000 BC, Hermes Trismegistus taught something important. As within, so without. He was known as the greatest 3 times over because he understood the physical, mental, and spiritual worlds. He started the Hermetic teachings. These teachings are the backbone of modern self-improvement ideas. They talk about the all space, which is like a big space of all the things that could possibly happen. Our life is like a chosen TV channel, showing what we think and feel. By focusing our thoughts and feelings a certain way, we tune into different life possibilities. For example, if you think you only deserve what you have now, like your salary or house, that's what you'll end up with. It's like setting your radio to a certain station and only hearing that music or news. Think about trying to change things around you. We can use a lot of energy to change our immediate surroundings, but our influence is usually limited. What we do directly affects what's right in front of us. But what about affecting future events or possibilities? That's where what we feel inside makes a difference. Our emotions guide our actions, influencing not just what we do, but also how we do it. For instance, creating a video to help others will naturally make you approach it differently than if you just wanted to get it done. Many people think doing the right thing will always lead to success, but it's not that simple. Without real passion, our efforts often feel harder and don't go as far. This is why it's important to picture the future we want inside our minds. Neville Goddard, a big supporter of this idea, emphasized the power of feeling and picturing the future we want. Learning to picture your future vividly, along with using 3 important techniques, can really change your future beyond the limits of your current life. To start visualizing the future you want, imagine the life you desire. Often, people focus too much on past errors or current problems. What makes successful people different is their focus on what's coming next. They don't stick to the sadness of yesterday or the problems of today. Remember, the present quickly becomes the past. We all face setbacks in business or personal life, but once it's happened, worrying or giving it more attention doesn't help. What's important is where you put your focus now. That's the real power of visualization. To picture your goals well, you need to know about 2 important things. The first is seeing your goal in your mind. If you're taking notes, write this down. When you visualize your goal, you're imagining a future you want to make happen. Pick something you want to achieve within the next year. As you think about this goal, let your imagination go wild. See not just the end result, but the steps you'll take to get there. Feel the joy and pride of success. This isn't just dreaming, it's a strong way to motivate yourself. By thinking about your goal often, you teach your mind to spot and grab chances that will help you reach it. Another key part is staying positive. Keep telling yourself good things about your goal. This builds your confidence that you can make it happen. Remember, doubt and negative thoughts can really hold you back. Staying positive clears the path for your dreams to come true. It's also important to break down your big goal into smaller, easier tasks. Big goals can seem too much, but smaller steps are easier to handle. This way, you won't feel as scared, and every little win keeps you going. Be ready to change your plans too. Sometimes you'll need to tweak your approach to your goal. Being willing to change and try new ways makes you stronger, and might even show you new paths to success you hadn't thought of before. Now let's talk about the second part of visualizing your dreams, picturing the process. This means focusing on the journey, not just the end. Don't worry about every little thing you need to do. Start with what you know and go step by step. This is the real magic of visualization at work. Unlike picturing the end result, which is like seeing a photo of your future success, picturing the process is more about imagining yourself doing the actions needed to get closer to your goal. So if you're not sure how to reach your next big goal, don't stress. Just think of one small thing you can do right now. See yourself doing it successfully. Think of an artist creating a beautiful painting, or a mom helping her child learn to walk. Every day, the mom imagines her child picking up new skills and getting stronger. The artist sees each brushstroke making the painting better. They might not know exactly how things will end, but they focus on the process, on getting a little better every day. This is important because having your thoughts and feelings in line with your actions is key to making your dreams come true. When you're positive and focused, every step you take gets you closer to your goal. Think of reaching your goals like playing a game where each level you beat brings you closer to the final boss. In real life, every small thing you do is a step towards your big goal. It's like in a video game where you have to get through smaller challenges before facing the big one. Every small task matters, and picturing yourself doing it well can actually help you perform better. This kind of visualization also prepares you for unexpected problems. Let's say you're putting together a model airplane and a piece doesn't fit, or you lose one. Instead of getting frustrated, you imagine finding a solution, like using a different piece or changing the design. This is just like dealing with real-life problems. If you've already thought about ways to handle tough situations, you'll be more effective at finding solutions. When you set your next big goal, pick something challenging, a bit outside what you're used to. As you get better at visualizing both the end result and the steps to get there, you'll become braver and your limits will stretch. You might be surprised at how much closer you get to those dreams that once seemed too far away. As you keep using visualization, you'll notice changes in your everyday life. Your small actions will start to line up with your bigger goals. You'll make decisions that help your journey, sometimes without even realizing it. This isn't some kind of magic. It's the result of focusing your mind. By picturing not just what you want, but how to get there, you're training your mind to notice and grab chances that fit with what you're after. This way of thinking can help in all parts of life, like making your relationships better, moving forward in your job, or learning something new. The method is the same. Picture yourself doing what needs to be done, feel happy about every small win, and keep going. Remember, stumbling blocks are normal. Instead of letting them bring you down, use visualization to figure out how to get past them. Imagine yourself getting over these obstacles and becoming stronger because of them. Every problem you think through and solve in your mind gets you more ready to handle real situations. Also, take time to celebrate every little win. Every step you picture and then actually accomplish is a big deal. Recognizing these wins keeps you excited and strengthens your belief that you can reach your final goal. This cycle of thinking about what you want, going for it, and celebrating keeps you moving forward, turning what might have seemed impossible into something you can really do. When it comes to making your dreams come true, a third important thing is having clear intentions. To really shape your future, you need a definite goal, a solid plan, and a strong will to stick to both. There are two types of intentions, inner and outer. Inner intention is about your own resolve to do something and succeed. It's what most people and experts recommend. Work hard, share your ideas online, and push your limits. This is really good for those who need a bit of motivation to get started. Think about playing a sport or a game. You start with a plan, right? But as the game goes on, things can change, and you might have to switch up your strategy. Chasing your dreams is similar. You start with your own plan, inner intention, and a belief that you'll succeed. But sometimes, unexpected things happen, and you have to change your plan. Being flexible and still believing in your goal helps you keep going no matter what. Imagine your goal is like a treasure map. Your inner intention is like a compass showing you the way. Your outer intention is like the wind pushing your boat forward. Sometimes the wind shifts, and you need to adjust your sails. This doesn't mean you're lost. It just means you're adapting to reach your treasure more quickly. But aiming for something really big means combining this with outer intention. Outer intention is a deep belief that you'll reach your goals. It's like being sure of how a movie ends, but still excited to watch how it plays out. This is where visualization's real power shines. You picture not just the steps you'll take, but also how your goal seems to come together almost by itself. Embracing this view changes not just what you do, but how you think. Problems become chances to learn, and setbacks are opportunities to grow. This change in how you see things is key. It's not just about working hard, it's about working in a way that fits with what you really want. On this journey, the people you meet and the experiences you have are important. They're not just random, they're key moments that help you grow. Notice these moments. They often have lessons or chances that help you move forward. As you get better at visualizing your intentions, you'll feel more confident. You'll be ready for bigger challenges, more complicated projects, and even loftier goals. This confidence comes naturally from seeing yourself succeed in your imagination again and again. Your plans might shift. What seems like the best step today might change tomorrow, and that's okay. The important thing is to keep your eye on the goal and let your actions and intentions steer you towards it. It's about doing your part, and then letting the world do its part, knowing that it might have even better ways for you to go. Now that you understand this idea, it's time to look at another important part that will speed up your progress and bring it all together: picturing your best self. As you go through your own journey, you'll be in between who you are now and who you want to become. This best version of yourself, or the 2.0 version, is all about the growth and changes you experience as you reach new goals. You're not just hitting milestones, you're becoming a new person. This transformation is a big part of the journey, but it's often hard to figure out why success or failure happens. Imagine your journey is like climbing a mountain. At the bottom, you might feel nervous and unsure. But as you go higher, you learn, get stronger, and feel more sure of yourself. This is just like becoming the person you want to be. Every problem you solve makes you more like your ideal self. It's not just about getting to the top, it's about how you change on the way up. Also, think of your journey as a story. In every great story, the main character changes and grows. That's what you're doing in your life. Each day is a new chapter, and every experience is a chance to become a little better. You might not be the person you aim to be yet, but every day you're writing your story, getting closer to being that character you dream of. Just keep moving forward in your story, one page at a time. Consider this: the real growth in changing yourself is in the questions you ask. It's not just about getting answers, it's about really understanding what you want and what you're facing. Asking deep questions helps you think more about who you want to become. As you keep asking and exploring, you'll get a clearer picture of your ideal self, which helps you make better choices and take the right steps. Your life is shaped by the questions you're brave enough to ask yourself. Taking time each day to think deeply and ask yourself important questions helps you shape the person you want to become more clearly. Now, think about your ideal self, your version 2.0. If you achieve your goal, imagine 5 amazing skills or superpowers this better version of you would have. What do they look like? What are their special strengths, the ones you might have just a bit of right now? See this ideal self clearly in your mind. They might be more confident, great at solving problems, or really good at connecting with people. Perhaps they handle time incredibly well or are super creative. It's important to really picture these qualities because they're what you're aiming for. These aren't just fantasies, they're the goals for your growth. Each of these imagined skills shows you where you can improve. For example, if your ideal self is great at talking to people, start working on your communication skills. Think about how these superpowers would change your day-to-day life. How would they change the way you deal with problems, talk to people, or chase your dreams? Picturing this not only inspires you, but also gives you a clear plan for getting better. By acting in ways that match these desired qualities, you slowly turn into that ideal version of yourself. First, think about 5 everyday habits your best version would have. What are the daily routines they do, no matter what? Then, imagine how this better version of you dresses. What's their style? Do they wear simple, affordable clothes or fancy, expensive ones? This is your chance to completely change yourself, ignoring what everyone else thinks. If you were starting from scratch to hit a big goal, like earning $10,000 a month, what qualities would you want in your best version? Thinking about these daily habits and style isn't just dreaming, it's making a plan for how you'll change. Every habit and choice of clothing shows what your ideal self values. For example, exercising every morning might show that they value health and being disciplined. Dressing well might show they care about how they look and details. Slowly starting to do these things in your own life makes you more like your ideal self, helping you get closer to your goals step by step. Changing your habits and style is a big way to shape not just your future, but who you are. In the last part, we'll talk about practical ways to become your ideal self. But first, please share your thoughts and what you've learned so far in the comments. Your feedback helps us make better content for you. Now, let's move to the final part, becoming your ideal self. This is about putting everything we've talked about into practice. This part is really important, but it only works if you've been following the steps we talked about. Part A of becoming your ideal self is about how you do things. Think about how your ideal self would act. It's not just about doing a task, but how you feel and think while doing it. Would you do it lazily or with all your effort? For example, whether you're working, making a video, writing, or talking to someone you care about, think about how your best version would handle these situations. We've also talked about how important decisions and intentions are. Being clear about what you want means making choices that lead you to your goal. Imagine you're at a crossroad. Each choice leads to a different future. Always ask yourself, what would my ideal self do? This helps you make decisions that match the person you want to become. Lastly, think about how actors become their characters. They start acting like the character and eventually start to feel like them. If you act and think like your ideal self, even if it seems fake at first, you'll gradually become more like that version of yourself. It's okay to have some doubts or feel awkward. What's important is focusing on each moment and how you want to be in that moment. All this takes a lot of awareness. You're not just living day to day. You're carefully choosing your actions and thoughts to be more like your ideal self. This means thinking about even the smallest things you do, making sure they fit with your goals and values. Changing yourself doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow process of taking on the habits, thoughts, and behaviors of your ideal self. Over time, these small changes add up, and you'll start to see a difference in how you react and live. You'll start handling things in ways you wouldn't have before,